Hi, my name is Brian Knight from Pragmatic Works, and in today's video, we're going to show you all about going offline with a little extra twist by using the import and export functions in Power Apps. So stay tuned. In a previous video linked down below, you'll find a video that shows the app you're seeing right here, where we basically can go offline and we can add records. Like you see, I'm online right now, and I'm going to go ahead and add a few records, like 3, for example, and it's going to simulate being offline by me flipping a switch. Right now it's offline, and when I do this, you'll see that 3 record now gets written over here to our data source. So we do this through collections. And collections have some pros and cons. One of the pros is very, very easy to implement. The con, though, is when I close down the app on my phone, my Android, my iPhone, whatever, if I do a hard shutdown of the app, then I lose access to that collection. So a few ways around that is with the import and export controls inside of Power Apps. These controls are going to allow you to export a data set out of Power Apps using collections or some kind of data source of some sort, and import it either into the same application or a different application. Now there's 2 use cases for this. We can use one use case where I know I'm going to go offline for an extended period of time and I want to save the state of where I am right now. Or I could have this communicate between different applications. So I can export out of one application and import into the other application. So we're going to use this today to focus on bringing offline mode into a little extra oomph. So in other words, I want to really take this offline. So to do that, let's go ahead and look at the application we have today. So this is the application I linked down below, where essentially this toggle tells me I'm simulating offline mode versus offline mode, online versus offline. And you'll notice that when I go offline, data gets written to the collection that you're seeing right here, call offline. And when I'm online, it gets written directly to the database or whatever your data source is. So in my case, we're going to simulate offline. We're going to go ahead and hit play, and we'll insert a few records like 3 and 4 and 5. Well, you get the idea. 4 and 5. So we have these now in our collection. And now we want to go ahead and write those by exporting data out. If I were to go and actually flip this online, these records will get written over to the database. And look at the details of that. For most offline capabilities, this is going to be adequate. It's going to be what you need to go offline. However, we have some customers that realize they're going to be offline and their application might shut down also. So for these customers, we're going to export data out and put a file on the phone. That file is going to be either a JSON, it's going to look like a JSON file with the data inside of it also. The schema, everything's encapsulated inside this zip file. Now, the only downside of this is, keep in mind, it's JSON, it's in clear text. So this could create a potential for some data leakage. So you want to watch out for any kind of privacy data, medical data, credit card information you would not want to put inside this file. So let's take a look at how we do this. First of all, we're going to go ahead and bring a new control over. So we're going to bring an export control to take data out. So we'll go over Insert and Media, and you'll see our export control right here right now. So we're going to keep this pretty simple. We'll keep the same default names, and I'll also create an import control in the same menu. So under Media, we'll do an import control. Again, we'll keep the same name, so it's called Import 1 and Export 1. Not great names, but we can change those once we actually polish this off. So this is going to give our customers the opportunity to export data out of here and import it into the same app or an existing app. So first of all, to wire this export up, you'll see that it has a data option. So I'll point this data property over to my collection. So call, there we go. So right now, if I go and click on this, it's going to ask you where I want to put it, and on a phone it'll ask you where to want to put it, but in my case, it's going to drop it under this call offline 3 mode. You'll see there's my data lives here, and then my header and my schema right there. Everything's self-encapsulating. Now for the export side, I'm going to go through and I'm going to delete a few records. I'm going to select my export, and this time for the on-select, and we can wire this up differently, but for the on-select, let's go ahead and tell it to bring the data in from that file. So rather than have false, we'll go through and say we're going to clear the collection. Okay, clear the collection, which is that call offline. So we're going to see this data offline gallery on the right of me right now, this guy right here, is hopefully going to wipe out and then load it from the file. So if I have any data that I want to keep, I need to make sure I export again before I did that delete. And where I want to get the data from is my export. There's my export to, in my case, dot, and there should be a data option here. Not export, excuse me, import. Excuse me, import to dot data. Okay, so now that's all there is now to exporting the data out and now importing it in. So let's take a look at how this looks now. So if I go over here, do my import, and I'll point to that call 3 that we have. There we go, my records are now back. So we can, by doing this now, my collection's now fully loaded, and I can switch back online to load those records back in. So as you can see, I can go ahead and flip that now off online. We'll see those records now come over, and then we're off to the races. Additionally, we can go back offline if we want to import again. We can go back to import and import maybe an old one, and you'll see that records come back from that one as well. So this is the way we can go back and actually pull back different states of data, or we can go use this to go, if I want to go to the middle of the jungle, I can go completely offline on my phone, do what I need to do, save the file to your phone, and whenever you're ready, you import it back in. So this is a little expanded example on the previous video on how to get around the phone actually turning off, where the phone can turn off at the application being closed if you know you're going to be gone on an airplane for 12 hours or so. All right, this is an example of the import and export controls in Power Apps. You can also see other videos we've done on this playlist, so make sure you subscribe. And we have a whole bunch of great training that we do at Pragmatic Works, and we build apps for other customers also. If any of that interests you, please do reach out to us at pragmaticworks.com, and I'm bknight@pragmaticworks.com. Have a great day, and thanks for watching this video on the import and export controls.
I'm at the bank making money, making moves. Machines with tools and drills, making grooves. Missions impossible, that's lotsable. I'm upside down, hanging like